Madden needs to fix their game, like, badly. I'm tired of these blue screens. Let's try it again. Try to get straight into it. I guess the faster I get into it, the better. Alright, so if I get into it, it's gonna be some. It's not a lot of people using this technique, and I always try to be ingenuitive with anything that I bring to the table. You can do this out of any defense. Pretty much it's a switch technique, okay? So like you can come out and do it like a four-man rush or whatever, and just be creative. Like, remember, when you're playing like a 3-4 or 4-3, you know, the initial assignment is, you know, four men are always coming, right? But you don't want them to know which four are coming. Now, if you have guys that are in the line, you know, it's going to confuse the offensive line a little bit, and sometimes they'll be over aggressive, if you will. So you don't necessarily have to call like blitz plays. Like I could just play, you know, stock coverage, right? Just go overhand and play, and it's very good for run fits as well. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna take like one of these inside guys, one of these gap defenders, which way you think they might be running the ball to or whatever. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna put him in a maybe like either a vertical hook or a hook left or right, right? So I mean I like to do it with the defensive tackle. So we go like hook right. Okay. Now what that's gonna do is you could blitz the guy behind him. You don't necessarily have to use him. See, I can probably blitz this guy. And then I could probably take this guy in a seam play. So we're still sending four. But what's going to happen is those gaps are going to open up a lot more. So I don't necessarily have to send this guy. Like I could keep sending this guy over here. I just probably like put a contain and then a re-rush, right? But the main thing is you want to make sure that that guy right there is getting attention. So you can kind of put this guy in his zone and you're still going to be shooting that gap. See how he pulls the center off and he opens that gap up? Don't worry about, you know, what's happening coverage wise. I'm not playing coverage. I just want to be straight to the point here, you know. So just take this guy, just put him in a hook curl, and like you could blitz the guy behind him like that, right? And then another thing, you could probably take this guy, put him in a seam flat, and then, you know, you take one, you send one in coverage. You send one on the blitz, you know, and you can kind of be a little bit creative with whatever coverages you want on the field, or whatever. But the main thing is, as long as you got that part of the concept down, because you're doing a switch between the defensive tackle and the linebacker behind you. You kind of pay attention, watch how the center and the guard react. They kind of flood over there, and it opens holes up to where you can get into the backfield. They throw screens. If they run, you can shoot gaps a lot better versus the run. I probably wouldn't do this too much like versus see, we could do it like, see, put him in that, and that center and that guard's gonna go aggressively after him. It's gonna open that gap up. You should be able to shoot it sometimes. Different formations probably be a little bit different, but whichever way you think, you know, possibly you could be running, you can kind of get the attention of that center and that guard. You can probably blitz one behind him and then get this guy. And it's like It's gonna leave you one-on-one sometimes. Now, if you keep doing it in practice mode, obviously, you know, the AI starts nano detecting. But in a game, I can assure you that this works consistently. There's different ways you can do it. Like you put a defensive end in a seam flat and then blitz behind him or something like that. It's very ingenuitive, I'd say. Like practice mode's not necessarily going to give you the best results of it, but I just wanted to kind of show you how you can use it to your advantage a little bit. Other than that, like I said, just put him in a zone. You know, we could just blitz right behind him. You know, maybe that center and that guard go after him. I don't have the fastest middle linebackers, but they can shed blocks. You know, so then that's just from the 3-4 defense. Now, if I do it from the from my 4-3, you know, let me go ahead, put my guys in. Like I said, just pick a random stock drop zone or whatever, and then, you know, let's say we're going up against like strong close or whatever. Same thing, just push him in that gap over there, and then you can just send the guy behind him, right? Just kind of wait. Sometimes in practice mode, sometimes the game, you know, the nano detection will pick it up, but in a game it won't necessarily. You could probably just take him and put him in a vertical hook. Maybe that'll get the attention of that guard. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And in a, like I said, practice mode is not necessarily going to warrant the best results, but trust me, when I say something works, it works. Yeah, they're not gonna let me do it in practice mode, but as long as you guys got the idea of like what we're trying to do here, I can show you better in the game. Hopefully I don't get like blue screen. I'm gonna try to show you against a run real quick before we go. I'll do it from 3-4. Do it like a run, like a dive run or whatever. Right, so you want to open that gap. You could be like a hook curl or vertical. So you go vertical hook or a hook curl. See how we can get behind in that gap? Now if you come at a wider angle, like let's say we crash the D-line in, put him in that vertical hook. Now because we crashed that D-line in, that center is going to have to help that guard over there. Look at there. Ah, see there? So it's very useful in the run game because you can confuse the offensive lineman on who to block. Like I said, just put the vertical hook on there. We crash with a vertical hook and then just kind of sit right here behind it. And there's going to be a gap that's opened up, so you can kind of stuff runs a little bit better doing this technique as opposed to actually trying to shoot gaps like this. Like if I leave it as this, you know, I might not necessarily have the best, you know, I'm going to get picked up in the block, you know, it's going to go forward. Whereas in the other way, not only do we have the run gaps covered a lot easier, we have our guys in coverage, so in case he tries to pass the ball or something, you know, that's pretty much, you know, run fits are there. So we're not messing up run fits by doing it. We're just basically just switching off between who we're sending and who we're dropping in zone. Now, like sometimes you might, like, let's say do it like this. You might blitz him, user blitz him, and then let's say you want to defend the seam flat, right? I'll probably put a contain on that linebacker and do it like that. So it's just something to do if you know you want to be kind of creative a little bit. And it's gonna them two middle linebackers have to be able to shed blocks. You know, that way you can kind of you're guaranteed to make stops down there. Like I said, you just blitz your two middle linebackers. You don't need to necessarily change them. You could probably put him like right here, right there, just like that. And you can just kind of play around, use it over here, contain, and then just re-blitz. So you got the single contain. You got your two linebackers shooting that gap. It's gonna force him out. and he's not going to be able to go nowhere. So as if they're just doing like inside runs, outside runs. It's not much of it's just position. So like I said, we'll go into a game. That way y'all can get some gameplay footage of me doing this. I've been trying to add it to my defense. That way, you know, I mean, I've got the match coverage principles mastered, but sometimes you got to be able to stop people when they run spam, and you can't rely on run commit, you know, because you run commit, what happens? You get beat over the top. It's not consistent, you know. If there was a way that they had run commit like pass commit, where you would have better block shedding, and it didn't make everybody blitz, then that would be fine. But it doesn't work like that, you know. So it is what it is. Madden needs to work on fixing some good things, and hopefully I don't get blue screened. Been getting a lot of those since the patch update.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air.
Dolphins.
The atmosphere here electric. No matter the venue,
so just kind of pay attention to the footage.
Silver and black. They are fired up
on
as
defense
their
first,
Raiders
so that
get
works.
set to face off with the Miami Dolphins.
Every formation will be a little bit different as opposed to who you might want to send and what.
And we are underway in Allegiant Stadium.
There's some techniques too, like
this one taken just inside the 10. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
hopefully you can kind of see how he comes out. It's a tween, so. Look at her.
And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. Brissett sets to throw it.
Oh, look at that.
And his throw is incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Mike Gesicki, and that'll make it third down. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over in your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary here. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really
I could have got that. Oh, we still got over there.
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play.
Yeah, see how it's being a little bit creative. We still got coverage on the field, forcing him to make throws before he's ready. Just another way to kind of devise your blitzes a little bit.
Here's Renfro to return. 13 yards the tally on the return there. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10.
Now, offense is going to be offense. And like I said, yeah, they're going to come out. Now, another thing about when you run off tackle, it's going to be great versus man coverage. You know, if they play a lot of man, the off tackle is going to be your go-to run.
A first carry for Kenyon Drake, and he'll work this forward for
works against some zones, like match zones. It works. You know, still got man logic principles in it, so it's still a good run.
Exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
Runs match principles. Look at the off tackle. Treating it like man, everybody gets blocked. So it's great versus man, and it's great versus man match.
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down.
Like I said, you're not really trying to make a home run out of every run. As long as you get like 3 to 5 yards of carry, you're straight. Now, usually you can use those type of runs to kind of set up other type of runs and keep them off base.
Yeah, I'd say you should have a few men in the box there.
Kind of just like this. Just kind of start adding runs into it, you know, build off of it.
Just a yard there. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, see that 4-6-1 or whatever that 6-1 defense, that ain't good. So bringing them safeties down.
For a win in the defense's column.
He's testing me. Like, why would you test me, bro? If you're in a man match, that's a one play.
Yep.
He'll let this go deep for Ruggs.
And this is caught. And he will score.
Flood him.
Touchdown, Las Vegas.
See, the thing about no match coverage, you can exploit the hell out of it on offense, but at the same time, from a defensive concept, you'll know what you're weak against, and you'll know how to adapt. Now, we've been working on another red zone play here.
This is not the way it's supposed to be, but what you just described,
kind of pick on him a little
when
bit.
you get a 3 and out, you're supposed to take advantage of the offensive side of the ball. You say thank you very much for getting us the rock. Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
Pay attention a little bit. Watch the back of the end zone. If that ain't there, oh, look at us moss him with the one hand. Get the one-on-one. I love doing that to people, man. And if that's covered, you know, usually that corner route is wide open. Back to end zone. Usually can aggressive possession it.
Here's Carter now on the return. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
Same thing, guys. Kind of play based off of what we see. I'm starting to like this 3-4 over because I can use it against shotgun plays as well.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is.
He's trying to throw the ball. He's scared.
Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
He's trying to get rid of the ball before his receivers are ready. Now we can build off this a little bit.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Brissett. This one complete to Jalen Waddle.
Probably go like
and he's
cloud.
corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Main thing here, guys, is I don't like giving up deep
once you start
plays.
in a certain
You don't want to give up one
can
play.
they get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
Brissett on 3rd and 2.
Try to get some pressure in there.
Man, it's Waddle complete. And he'll be out of bounds.
You don't want to touch anybody when you do it, man, because you get rerouted.
It'll wind up a first down. They'll throw again. Brissett. Open man, it's Preston Williams.
Force everything to play
he'll be corralled out across
to your
midfield down to the
receivers,
45.
to your DBs.
A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11.
You ain't going to be able to keep running into those safeties.
To throw, Brissett. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki.
Like I said, I'll let people dink and dunk.
Good gain
I
of
don't
9
mind.
on first down.
I don't give up deep plays. You got to earn your yards.
1 quarter down, 8-0.
We can adjust to take dink and dunks away.
They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. On the handoff, it's Gaskin. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
Sheds.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
First down, Brissett.
Look at there. Oh, man.
They go screen. It's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another first down.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
From the red zone now, Brissett.
Look at there.
And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. That's Yannick Ngakoue with a sack. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage. But right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward. And how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that.
This is where we get them.
Right here. 16 out of that one, but
we start audibly, it becomes a problem.
Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. This is Gaskin on the carry.
Yeah, we almost got through there.
He has the first down.
Couldn't get on my user fast enough.
At the 5. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
Let's see what we got on the field.
Brissett. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line.
Make them earn these yards, man.
They'll contain
Nothing
him to
free.
just 4. 2nd down. 2nd quarter action with 1:59 remaining. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line.
Oh! Oh, we were there! Oh my God! Y'all see? But y'all see how the gap opened up.
Myles Gaskin.
I got too excited.
From 2 yards out, and the Dolphins are a 2-point conversion away from tying this football game. Now Brian Flores going to leave the offense out there to go for 2. They'll try and throw for it.
No, sir.
And he is not going to make it to the end zone. The
no ding and dongs right there.
Tall, and they're going to hold on to their 8-6 lead.
He is too tired, bro. Can't go for 2, man, when it takes you that long to score. The offense is fatigued
now
at that
after
point.
The touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Taking it about the 1. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
Now, we've pretty much got an idea of how he's playing this defense.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive.
Try to butter it up.
Touchdown drive we just saw. You wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sales because they had it going pretty good last time, too.
They had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
Yeah, we can make some slight changes. It's another thing. This is why we want to make sure you have your audibles. Okay, situations like this, always make sure he comes around the back of that receiver before you hike it. Don't motion hike it before you get over there, because sometimes the motion hike does create block sheds if he's not in the vicinity of where he needs to be. You don't want to give unnecessary block sheds, so make sure he gets right there.
They'll run with Drake.
Yeah, that created a block shit, so I have to wait till he crosses and almost sets.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
See how you play with it.
Now a play
Safeties
fake.
a little bit.
And he will find his man Ruggs. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Line of scrimmage moves from 137-yard line to the other as they come up 1st and 10.
So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to make this drive a little bit. A little bit.
Carr. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
He's going to keep doing that. Sometimes you wonder, you know.
2nd and 10.
Sometimes you wonder.
On play action, it's Carr.
Got him.
He'll let this go for the end zone. Toward the back
of the
end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I
really
got
like
3 timeouts. So go ahead and get the first down here. Already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down.
It's like he wasn't having that. That wasn't on me. I can assure you that. Because usually if it was on me, it would have been like, we on a full game win streak. I want to show you a full game of this shit, man, but that man he didn't lag out. He just completely turned his whole PlayStation off. And we never, or closed app or something. Mama walked in on him. He got out there so fast. I was about to torch him. Now I probably would have ran a lot more versus that formation, but you know, when you got a bread and butter, tend to stay with it. I mean, he's not getting interceptions off of it, so I mean that's a good thing, especially with the interception ratios are going up extremely high since this patch update, like extremely high, like the throw out of sacks, the quarterback sacks, like when